So today and tomorrow we'll give you the opportunity to hear what all the candidates who are standing in Wales have got to say. Our next candidate is Paul Golding, who's a lead candidate in Wales and leader of Britain First. Mr. Golding, hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So you've published a list of what you're opposed to, and I'm going to quote, all alien and destructive political or religious doctrines, including Marxism, liberalism, fascism, National Socialism, political correctness, Eurofederalism, and Islam. Is there anything you are not opposed to, Mr. Golding?
Well, the reason we state those in our code of conduct and in our constitution is obviously if people come along and they are inclined to be either fascist or that particular opinion, then that gives us grounds to expel them. That's why we mention those particular ideologies, because they're not compatible with what we stand for. And if you go to the constitutions or code of conduct of most political parties, they state very similar things. So it's a bit childish, in my opinion, bringing something like that up.
Right, so you have a code of conduct?
We certainly do.
Within the party. OK, well, you describe your party as a patriotic political movement, a street defence organisation. What exactly does that mean, Mr. Golding?
We are a new political party. We've been going 3 years, but this is our first major election that we've contested. And we are generally sick and tired of being treated like second-class citizens in our own country. We are due in several years or several decades to become a minority in our own country, and we generally want British people put first in their own country.
When you say our country, what do you mean?
United Kingdom, Great Britain, our country.
Yeah, but the great thing about Great Britain, what puts great in Great Britain is the fact that we are a multicultural, it's a wonderful nation. We have immigrants who've come here. Without the immigrants of this country, many institutions in this country, and you know this, Mr. Golding, would completely collapse.
Are you saying, by default then, that the British people are completely unable and incapable of surviving on their own as they have done across the centuries?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that at all.
You're saying that we need and rely on immigration, otherwise we'd all, end up a poverty-stricken nation.
No, I'm just wondering, all those people who have been maybe first-generation immigrants, second-generation immigrants...
Yes, and we've got a lot of them in our party. We're not a racist party.
If they all decided to leave the United Kingdom today, or if you forced them out, I'm suggesting to you that the NHS in Wales and the NHS in the United Kingdom would collapse.
This is getting ridiculous. First of all, we're not going to force anyone out. What we want to do is stop immigration because we're a tiny, overcrowded island with barely enough space and resources for our own people. We are full up. It's a matter of space, not race, and the vast majority of the British people would agree with that.
Okay.
And secondly, let's stay within the realms of possibility here. You're saying if buts and maybes, what if every immigrant went home, would the NHS collapse? Yes, it would, because successive governments have put in place poverty pay within the NHS, which has and they've recruited from the third world. Let me ask you a question. Is it right that we should go and loot the third world of all of their skilled labour, such as nurses, etc.? I don't think we should.
So that's what we do. We loot the third world.
Absolutely. We go out there and consciously recruit nurses from all around the world, doctors from all around the world, and that, in a way, retards their progress, their ability to develop as nations, because the West, the wealthy West, is stealing all of their skilled labour. Absolutely, 100%.
What's the difference between Britain First and the British National Party?
The British National Party, I'm not here to discuss them. I'm here to discuss Britain First. We are a patriotic...
I understand that. But I think
pro-British party.
But I think there will be many people listening, Mr. Golding, who perhaps want to know the answer to that, or perhaps maybe you don't know the answer.
We're nothing like the British National Party. You can tell by all the PR gaffes and the scandals in the media over the years that the BNP is a toxic party. It's in decline. It's about to lose its last elected representatives in this election. They've pretty much lost all of their other councillors and assembly members. They're finished. Britain First is on the rise. We're rapidly growing. We've got 300,000 supporters online. 40 million people have looked at our Facebook in the last 7 days. We're quite happy with our progress. We're here to stay, and we will defend our people no matter what.
And just finally, Mr. Golding, do you have any links with the English Defence League?
No, none at all. In fact, the English Defence League despise us, and we despise them. So we've got no time for largo-louts and idiots that run around the streets in safety, surrounded by police, and act like morons. We've got no time for people like that. We are a disciplined, sensible and responsible organisation with a code of conduct, high standards of behaviour, and that's the way it's going to stay.
OK, just a final question. Why do you want to be an MEP? Do you believe in the European Union?
No, I don't believe in the European Union. Let's get one thing straight. The European Parliament, which these elections are for, the MEPs have no power at all. They can give a 1-minute speech once a month. They cannot initiate or make any laws. All they can do is make a 1-minute speech on laws that are handed down to them by the European Commission. So essentially, it's like a glorified, grandiose House of Lords. It has got no power itself except to tinker in the most minor ways. These elections are just an opportunity for us to stand up there and say, look, we're going to be a minority in our own country. We're second-class citizens as it is. This has to change.
Just a final question, Mr. Golding. What would you do with somebody like me? My surname is Mohammed. My dad's from Pakistan. What would you do with me?
What would we do with you?
Can I stay in this country?
Of course. If you're loyal to this country, pay taxes, and you don't try and impose a foreign culture over and above our native traditions, then there is no problem. But most of the people that Britain First is opposing are people like hate preachers and Islamic extremists who are trying to impose their customs over and above our own heritage and traditions.
Thank you very much indeed. That's Paul Golding, the lead candidate in Wales and the leader of Britain First. 12:49. This is from David, who says Jason is so biased against those who question immigration.